Hi guys, welcome back to my XPS guide. Now I'm gonna talk about Lasswell Neo Vision banner which gonna come on this week. So let's start from Lasswell. So I must say Lasswell, he is not bad, but I don't think his normal form has anything special. Basically on normal form he is absolute mirror of equity chainer. And sure, he is great against dragon and insect because he can give himself 150% dragon and insect killer. So yes, pretty decent, but that's it. I can say that maybe his normal form strength is about the same like Awakened Dragon X-Star because both of them are true double hand character and the damage modifier is not that different. So Lasswell has 80 times ice absolute mirror of equity chainer. So this kind of fix his weakness because on normal form he cannot imbue ice element, but if you want to use other element then don't worry because he has non-elemental 72 times damage absolute mirror of equity chain. Okay, very nice. This skill also fill 6 limit burst crystals to all allies. So with triple cast he can fill 18 limit burst crystals per turn. Very nice, I must say, but again, nothing special on normal form. Maybe his special thing is on the Neo Vision. I mean, not Neo Vision, Brave Shift form. Okay, on Brave Shift form, he becomes Chaos Wave Awakened Chainer. So yes, he is physical and magical attacker on one character, but you need to Brave Shifting. And yes, on Brave Shift form, he is good because he is flexible. He is still true double hand character, so in terms of element, you need to have someone to imbue him with element other than wind and ice because for those elements he able to imbue himself. Okay, and for imperil he can only imperil ice element, so you need to search for other characters for wind element imperil on Brave Shift form. Okay, so yes, this means he is good for Dark Vision because, yeah, if you need, let's say, Chaos Wave Awakened Chaining partner on Dark Vision, you can always bring Lasswell, assuming you have someone who able to imbue him with that element. Okay, and talking about Chaos Wave Awakened, sure, he is flexible, but his strongest attack is his Limit Burst. His Brave Shift Limit Burst is very strong. Okay, it is only one hit attack, so it is really good magic finisher, and the damage is also quite high, 158 times damage. But the main problem is he doesn't have limit burst damage buff, so you need to have someone like Yoshikiri to buff him with LB damage. Okay, so that's all about Lasswell Neo Vision. For his Trust Master reward, I can say it is great, but maybe not that tempting because we have, yeah, Dragon Killer is not that rare, especially for physical. Okay, you can get it for free for Dragon Killer, but for magic this is useful. Okay, for Dark Vision to improve your damage against dragon. And for STMR, I can say this is also decent but niche, only work against insect, but yeah, it is it is up to you, okay, whether you want to get this STMR or not. But again, this is very niche STMR, okay, only for insect killer, same like his 7 stars form like the Sifa Lasswell. Okay, so that's all about Lasswell. Now let's talk about the next Neo Vision Awakened unit, Yuraisha. Now, I think the best character, like I have mentioned on my previous video, Yuraisha. Okay, so I can say she is the best barber on the game. If you haven't watched my previous video about top NVA units, so hear me out. Here is the summary. So basically, she is really great because she able to imbue insect, dragon, beast, and demon killer. So yes, she will be useful for Dark Vision to optimize your damage. And against Trial, she has spammable 50% damage mitigation and 3500. So wow, that's not all. Remember that she has 35 physical and magic mitigation spammable, but if you need something that more powerful, don't worry because she has 60% physical and magic mitigation. Wow, very amazing. And yes, like Ram, she also able to fill your allies limit burst gauge with ease. 40 limit burst gauge to all and 100% LB damage buff. So yes, amazing. Okay, really great for NVA units. And the best part is she able to remove debuff from all allies. It is a cooldown ability, cooldown or grannies, I forget, but yes, you have it. And for spammable debuff, she able to steal imperil and stats break from your allies. So yes, pretty amazing. For stats buff, she able to give 250 to 280% to all allies. So wow, as a buffer, she is really complete. The only weakness I can say is she doesn't have all ailments resist and stats break resist buff. For ailments, she able to cover most of the ailments but not all, okay? And for stats, I think yeah, she able to steal stats break, but I prefer resist, okay? Because some enemies break and attack at the same turn. In that case, stealing is not useful. Same for imperil. Yes, I always said, wow, she able to steal imperil. It is really amazing. But maybe in theory, I mean in practice, it is not as good as it sounds because yes, like I said, enemy tend to imperil and attack at the same turn. So yes, even if you steal the imperil on the next turn, they still gonna imperil you and attack again. So maybe it is not that good, but still on some situation this is gonna be useful. Okay, so that's for Yuraisha. Now the next NVA, Kunshira. So I can say Kunshira is bad. Okay, really bad. Maybe not really okay, but bad. On normal form, she gets water-like and fire wind hybrid attack. So yes, she is forced to become dual elemental attacker. 98 times damage. And sure, 98 times sounds great, but for hybrid it is not that high. That's her weakness. Maybe you think, oh, maybe her Brave Shift form is great. Yes, no. Okay, it is not great. Even maybe worse, because on Brave Shift form, instead of dual elemental attacker, she is forced to become penta element attacker. Yes, 5 element on the same attack, on one attack I mean. So sure, you may say, but she able to imperil 5 elements. Yes, in that case, there's nothing wrong with 5 elements. But the problem is, like you can see that on most recent trials, enemies always have multiple elemental resists. We only able like to use 1 or 2 elements. So with these 5 elements, this will impair her damage a lot. Okay, so I can say bad. Okay, really bad hybrid attacker. If you already have like Starlight Elena, Eldrin, then Kunshira is pretty meh. Okay, and yes, she also, I mean, her Brave Shift are actually quite nice because she able to break. She has 500 break damage for mace and 300%. Yes, 300% for road. So if you need it sometimes on the future, remember you can bring Kunshira. But until that happen, I don't see her as a good character. Okay, so that's for Kunshira and all the Neo Vision Awakened units on this week. Now the 5 to 7 stars character. So Hess Sage Rowen. I can say that he is also bad. Okay, sure he is flexible cast with Awakened Chainer. If you remember Wild Card Ace, but Wild Card as damage is better. So why do you want to use him? Maybe you say as LB finisher. Yes, If you take a look, his LB is quite amazing, 100 times damage. He also has 200% LB damage buff, but remember he is 7 stars, so I don't think his damage will be that great and you need it that much, okay? So the only reason you pull for him is because he's TMR and SDMR. And if you take a look, I can say it is not that great, okay? Again, Dragon Killer, you can get it from Skaha, free unit, so you don't need this. And for SDMR, it's kind of niche. Magic Katana. Wow, who gonna use it? I only can think Lasswell Neo Vision, okay? But other than Lasswell, I don't think anyone need this katana. Okay, so that's all for the character. Now the final question, like usual, should you summon? Yes, you should summon if you are a CG character collector, because remember, Lasswell Neo Vision is a CG character. But yes, Lasswell Neo Vision, I can say that she's useful for Dark Vision to max your magic damage, okay, because he able to chain with all elemental of Chaos Wave Awaken. Very nice, and maybe he is also useful against Demon Chimera on this week, because yes, Ice Element. And Yuraisha is the best buffer, so yes, you can try to get her. Maybe she will become the best buffer until Sylphie Neo Vision Awaken form, okay? Maybe on Easter we're gonna get her Awaken form, but not sure. And Kunshira, really hard to say about her, but maybe she gonna be useful. Maybe, okay, maybe in the future against Scorn of the Gilgamesh Extreme. Because if you remember, against Gilgamesh, we kinda need to deal elemental damage to Gilgamesh to lock his attack. So maybe at that time, Kunshira gonna be good, because 5 elements, if you give her with 2 different elemental weapon, then 7 elements on 1 attack. Amazing, maybe. And yes, the best part is on this week, if you get Lasswell Neo Vision, you don't need to buy his shots, because remember, the daily fragment challenge is still available. You can get 35 fragments from the daily challenge, and then you get another 20 from daily login. So you get 55 fragments if you get him. Good, you don't need to spend 5,000 lapis to buy the bundle fragment. And yes, don't summon if yes, you don't care about Chaos Wave Awaken chain, okay? Because yeah, why do you need to max out your Chaos Wave Awaken? Because we can simply force our damage using Terra, right? Terra can easily cap the damage. But it's all up to you if you want to pull him. I simply say okay, because on previous Dark Vision I can easily max my damage using Terra, except for the last stage, okay? So yes, go ahead if you aim for last stage of Dark Vision, okay? And yes, if you already have Eldrin, I don't think you need to get Lasswell, okay? Because Eldrin is hybrid attacker, also Ice Element, also Mirror of Equity. And the best part about Eldrin is he has Beast Killer, which gonna be useful against Demon Chimera. Again, I'm not sure whether Eldrin gonna be good character to beat Chimera, because I don't play Japan version. But yeah, in paper it seems good, because Eldrin is Ice Elemental taker and Chimera weak against Ice. But yes, I think Eldrin need like accuracy buff from Onion Knight or whoever able to do that. Okay, and Yuraisha is good, I admit it, but remember, you can use your UOC to get her. Okay, so if you really like her, then maybe it's worth to use your UOC. Okay, and Kunshira is bad. I don't think I need to say anything about not to summon her, okay? And actually, the reason for Scorn of Gilgamesh is kinda invalid, because remember, we have Summer Whip able to make anyone to deal 8 elemental damage. Yeah, all element damage on that turn. So we really don't need Kunshira, I think. Okay? And I think that's all you need to know about this week banner. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fun about the sea. Private see you guys. Bye bye guys.